Hey guys, Tomboy 601, and this morning I woke up to this article here, a developer Q&A, and I figured we'll go through it, talk through it, give my opinions, and see if there's anything interesting to talk about. So with all that said, let's dive on in. So, disclaimer, many of your questions are about certain features which will be added. We love your enthusiasm, i.e., we chose what we wanted to talk about. Cool. What are your plans for subs? While submarines play an important role in naval warfare, we are not sure how they will fit into the game from a balanced point of view. We might consider them for PvE scenarios against bots, more on that below in the future, but we don't plan to introduce them in any regular PvP battles types. I'm suspicious now because I don't think Wargaming spends money on adding a way to fight against bots or fight against submarines and then not use them for PvP. So if they make it to PvE, they're coming to PvP. That I know they didn't say that, but I don't see a world where you spend money to bring it into PvE and you don't bring it to PvP. But hey, who knows? Next, when is my favorite ship coming to the game? We see a lot of those questions. There are also many ways over the next months, but rest assured that we'll be adding a variety of ships for different nations and types. To give you a sneak peek of what to expect, we can announce 2 ships coming to the game by the end of the year. Druid for Steel, nice, and Gdansk as a Bureau project. Okay. So I'm excited, though it is funny that they're like, here are different types of ships, and here are 2 destroyers, the same type. But hey, destroyer players, they need to eat sometimes, and I'm happy that they're getting a little bit of love here. So if you don't know, Druid is a British destroyer, legendary, or it's tier 10 on PC. It has the distinction of not having torpedoes, lots of health, only able to fire AP, and 2 guns both on the bow. So, a weird-ass boat. And then you get Gdansk, which I'm not 100% sure if it has gimmick or if it's just the what will be. But it'll be a Bureau project. So, hooray, hooray, and all that jazz. Next, are we going to expand the game to tier 10 like the other World Warships games and World Tanks games? We're reviewing multiple options on how we can expand our progress in the game, one of which is, of course, expanding the tech tree similar to World of Warships or World Tanks. However, it's too early to say which way we go. Guys, I don't think they'll be expanding the tech tree in this game. When they condensed our tech tree, they cut a lot of the fat from the lower tiers. And I think that is to the strength of World of Warships Legends, is that the lower tier fat is trimmed. So I don't think we want 10 tiers. We're at Legendary. That feels fine. Maybe they add super ships, and I guess that'd be a 10 tier. But a lot of the fat that they trimmed in this game was for the lower tiers. If they want more content, feel free to add those ships in their respective tier area. Because I'm sure they can buff the stats or nerf the stats just a slight amount to make it better fit into a tier 3 or a tier 4 or whatever where they trimmed. But I don't think we really need 10 tiers in this game. What are your plans for graphics updates? As for mobile, we're satisfied with the current graphics quality and focus on optimization. That makes sense. In terms of dynamic weather and console graphics, it's more important to separate gameplay aspects from visual effects. We're not sure how to fit it, fit the possible gameplay impact of dynamic weather into the game, but we are considering it. As for graphics, we're always trying to push the boundaries of how engaging and immersive our game could be. At the same time, we still have some performance limitations due to the last generation consoles, which we still want to support with both old and new content. More graphics improvements, including PS5 4K 60, are currently in the works. That's right, I forget that sometimes, that PS5 still doesn't have 4K 60 when, us, the Xbox, on the superior console. I'm just kidding. Glad to see that they're still working on it. I'm surprised it's taken this long, but I guess PS5 is just harder to code for or something. or the Xbox is just more powerful. Suck it, PlayStation nerds. Anyways, what are your UI UX improvements? We're seeing requests and plan to continue making quality of life to UI. We can't reveal too many. You can look forward to a visual redesign of the commander system, potential damage trackers in battle, and more. Okay. Damage trackers. Is this where we're able to see how much health each ship has and like they have on PC? If so, I'm kind of in favor of that because it would be very nice to know when you're like one of the last ships alive and there's like 2 enemy ships and you cleared your side, they cleared their side. You know you're in for a showdown. And it'd be great before that battle to know how much health do I need to be prepared to take away from them? What's my strategy going to be? It would be nice. It would be nice, but we will see. When will more features be added to mobile? They plan to add armor view, language settings, and sound settings, as well as customizable in-battle button placements by the end of the year. While we can't share more details at the moment, we do plan to add more features in the future, including most features from the console version. That checks out. What are your plans for balance? We generally apply balance changes to about 10 ships per every version. I guess that's per update. To do this, we compare your feedback to the actual battle data to determine which ships should be rebalanced. Of course, changing a specific ship or group of ships can have a ripple effect on other ships they may face in battle, which can pose a major challenge for us. It usually takes time to collect enough data for the players to adapt to the changes to see if further rebalancing is required. We do have several balance changes planned for the next update, including some for your most requested ships. Nerfs for Colombo and Z-52. That's not surprising. But buffs for Florida, baby. Woo! Yes! Finally. Florida. Please. I play in every stream. I know the pain. Oh, that's exciting. Vermont and Brisbane. Didn't realize Vermont needed a buff, but here we are. Okay. And Brisbane, I feel like that one is the people who aren't used to not having smoke keep getting dev struck. What can we do about it? And I don't know what you can do about just people YOLOing out and dying because they're in a Minotaur hull. But we will see. What are your plans for PvE content or other battle types? We believe that PvE, battle types and spots, and other versus AI is an important part of our game, and PvE players can definitely expect more, better content. That being said, PvE content development requires a lot of time, and we're not just working on the content itself, but on ways to deliver more of it in the future. Right now, we're playing on a big, brand new Halloween event. Ooh. And also considering asymmetric battles, unequal team sizes, or ship tiers as an event. Stay tuned. Okay. Usually the Halloween event is very useful because it kind of gives you a peek of what features are coming in the future. Because usually they invest time in making some weird mechanic, and that mechanic then ends up showing its face later down the line. I think like the last event where we started to see the commanders with like radius based buffs, or it was something weird, but it was definitely like some back end logic that they then have been implementing in more of the commanders this year. So I'm happy to see they're trying new Halloween stuff. Good on them. Any plans to bring back ships from campaigns or other limited time events? We just brought back some. We likely will bring back more campaign ships over time, including through similar events or Global XP. Good. There hasn't been Global XP ships in a hot minute. Do you plan on adding any new languages to the game? If we see enough demand, we'll consider it. What are your thoughts on adding modern warships or historic sailing ships as additional tiers or as its own game? It'd certainly be cool to have ships from different eras as well as different types of ships, but might not be possible to put them in our game at once. Of course, who knows what the future will bring. If it's possible that we could create a new game with these ships, but our team is focused on Legends as our key priority and not creating new games. That all checks out. Also kind of checks out with just the pipeline of how World of Warships feeds into World of Warships Legends. If World of Warships went on a Cold War versioning, I could see us getting it, but beyond that, I don't think it's happening. Can we get more selectable ports? In setting like designer's table or spaceport, we would love to have as many ports as possible, but some ports are themed or time bound for certain events like anniversaries, New Year, or ongoing collaborations. It would be a challenge to make more ports available due to the increasing client size. Still, we are investigating ways to expand the number of ports available. Okay. What's our dev team's favorite map in the game? Racing Legends. Hell yeah, brother. That is, listen, it's a beautiful map. They did great. I'm on them. Oh, wait. The map design turned out great. We won't talk through the mode. Okay. On a more serious note, our designers did enjoy working on the map's design, but just like many of you, you will get different answers depending on the person you ask. How do you get access to the blueprints of different ships? We have a dedicated team focused on building relations, working with, and in some cases supporting various museums and archives across the globe. What's the process for selecting new ships to add to Legends? There are a lot of factors. We consider the previous line in early access, the ship type, and the nation in the current campaign. We look at what ships are in the store now, considering upcoming holidays and so on. Of course, the popularity of certain nations in the game and how many ships projects there were during World War II is also a factor in our decision, i.e., there's going to be a lot of American ships, and this is why. Because those people, we're a big audience. USA. Our balance change is affected by how many people play the ship. For example, is Gascon not getting buffed because there are fewer people playing her? No, that does not play a role in our decision. We constantly revisit states of all ships and commanders. Of course, there are some very rare ships like ST-61. On the other hand, it's hard to measure their battle impact and performance, but that is not the case here. Okay. I don't know if I believe you. Florida's been hurting for a long time. But, guys, that is everything in the Q&A. There's a couple of big tidbits in there. One, we now know Druid and Smolensk are coming, and those buffs. I'm excited for those buffs. Submarines confirmed, maybe. Not really, but maybe. We'll see. My skepticism antennae are now like, oh, they're coming, even though they shouldn't be. They're coming. Anyways, guys, if you like videos like this, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. See ya.